Just had my first session with my new therapist. Sorry. Just really looking at myself. I was on my call like this. Woo. But I had my first call with my new therapist. Um we had a consultation prior to this session today, which I think was very helpful, and she had excuse me, a lengthy intake form, new patient form. I was complaining about it as I was completing the form, no lie. I think any and everybody probably would have. But when I went into the session today, it really allowed her to be prepared. So make sure you guys are completing your paperwork when you are starting with any doctor, therapist, specialist, any doctor. Make sure you're completing the paperwork and being truthful in the paperwork, right? Like I mentioned, this is my therapist, and I realized, this is not my first time going through therapy, but I realized that I often withhold a lot of information prior to starting with a new therapist, and I realize it's out of guilt. Why do I feel guilty and I'm going to therapist to get help? Like, I realized that. So this was really my first time being fully transparent and honest in a session. And again, like I said, this is not my first time that I've gone through therapy, but I even told her that today. I was like, this is my first time saying this, or I never really told anybody else this. Makes me feel like I'm going to really be successful in this time going to therapy. Not saying that I've never been successful going to therapy, but I don't feel like I was really sharing what needs to be shared so I could actually be better and actually be able to manage. So I say all that to say it was a good session. I say all that to say to be honest and to be truthful and to be forthcoming, because it's only going to help you. Okay? I realize that's really what's going to help me. And she even said, like, ooh, okay, we've got a lot of work to do. And I'm okay, because you know what? I'm ready and willing to put that work in. And I think I'm more ready and willing to put that work in because I want, first, I want Brooklyn to see me happy and healthy, wholly healthy. Um, and I also want to have a happy and healthy marriage. And I realize I also have some weight and guilt and shame that I brought into this marriage that I probably should have addressed prior to. Whole nother conversation for another day. But I'm working on it. And that's all that matters. And that's what counts, is that I'm actually willing and ready to work on it. So, yes, more to come. I'm also proud of myself for not crying today. I know the last two therapists I had, I cried the first session. Don't know why. Maybe, no, I take that back. I know why I was crying, because I was holding a lot of information still. Like, they would ask me questions, but I still wouldn't just share what needed to be shared to help me be better, right? So I think what was coming through my eyes, the tears, was the truth, and what was coming out of my mouth was filtered. Today, I did not cry, and I was unfiltered. But I feel better. I feel better. And that's how you're supposed to feel after a therapy session. It should also allow you to think too, and it has. Hence why I'm sharing here, because it's allowing me to realize, like, I was withholding information that was actually going to help me be a better human and a better Jennifer. So yeah, I'm excited to be really working on me. I said this year I was going to work on me, and I am. I have found me a new therapist. Nothing wrong with the last one, but I felt like it was just time for me to transition to another therapist, as I felt like I've had outgrown my last one. I have gone to the dermatologist to help with some of this adult acne that I've had going on. And I have also just been taking care of my womanly health. I don't even know if that's a phrase or word, but my overall women's health, okay? And I have been feeling more connected to God and feeling more spiritual lately. which also feels so good. Oh my God, that makes me want to cry. But I won't. Um, so 2024, I got married, but now 2025, I am pouring more into myself so I can pour more into my marriage and into my child. So I'm proud of myself for realizing what needed to be done and actually taking the steps to get it done. Yeah, I'm happy about that. Dear Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you for allowing me to see within myself where I needed to be today.